Get yourself ready, it's about to go down. We got a new thing coming, got a new sound drum and like.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm G Sharp. This is the 7801 with Hucky Austin and G Sharp. Hucky's not here today. He's, again, Hucky has a full-time business that he has to run, security business that started when he was security with Prince. I don't know why today is especially hard to do this particular video. Like so many of us, we've always had a interesting is the word I'll use, relationship with Prince. And I didn't work for Prince for many, many years. So I think that's probably why, well, a couple of things I believe, I can't speak for him, obviously, but there's a couple of things that I believe made my and his relationship a little different. One, I didn't work for him and didn't seek to work for him. So he didn't have me under his employment, so he didn't treat me like an employee or the help. He had a respect for me, as he also had for Morris Hayes, because we both talked to him like he was just another brother we knew. We didn't pay homage to him in his presence. And if he asked us a question, a lot of times both of us would ask him before we answer, "You sure you want this answer?" Because we weren't going to shoot no bullshit, right? So clearly there was a little difference there. Also, I think that I really believe that Prince respected me as an artist. I really do. He never said it, of course, but I feel like he respected me as an artist. He respected me as a singer. He even respected me as a guitar player, which I didn't even see myself as being. I'll never forget one night at Bunkers, bar in town. And, he used to sit in with us every now and then, as you can see from that picture. That's me. That's me right there, saying, "Do not throw my guitar in the audience." He's playing my guitar. Actually, a guitar that Jimmy Vaughn gave me. And I'm like, "Don't throw my guitar." Okay. So, but yeah, he would come to Bunkers on occasion and sit in, right? Here's another picture. Of course, that's him. That's me. And that's Larry Graham. And on that same stage, every time he came in, I would always request that we do what we called the Prince medley, which had 5 or 6 Prince songs, Morris Day and the Time, Sheila, all that stuff in one medley. And if you lived in Minneapolis long enough and seen the combo when I was in that band, then you've heard that medley. If you came to any of the Dance Till Dawn shows that we did after Prince passed away, that we did with Omar, you know what that sounds like. It was not joking. We was bad. Okay. So That's why I always say, and it's no brag, it's just facts. I always say, I am the only person that I know of, living or dead, who used to sing Prince's music in front of him, and he watched every second of it. He didn't get up and walk out ever, even when he had things to do. I'm one of the few people who wasn't in Prince's band, that whenever I went out to Paisley, he would call me up on stage. I didn't go out there that much because he'd always call me at 2 a.m, and I would know I'm not trying to get out of bed right now, so I would just let that call go by. Luckily, I didn't let it go by a couple of times. One of the key times, 2 of the key times, was when I got the call to come out to Paisley at 1 o'clock in the morning. Morris called me, said, Prince wants you to come out. I said, okay. So I just came out. I didn't put up any fuss, no fight, no nothing. I just came out. And when I got there, Morris was like, "Now don't freak out." I'm like, "What do you mean don't freak out? What's going to happen?" Right? So we go in, and it's the stage by the basketball hoop. You guys know what I'm talking about. And there was Larry Graham, Prince, Butch, Cynthia, Jerry, Rose. Basically, it was Sly and the Family Stone without Sly, and Prince. It was me, Prince, and Sly and the Family Stone / Larry Graham and Graham Central Station. That's what it was, basically, on stage. Right? Okay? And they started doing Sly songs. And instead of Prince singing the Sly, he tossed it to me. Right? How do you how do you come back from that, right? It was nuts. It was nuts. Prince sang the what was Sly's brother's name? I'm sorry, I'm blanking, because my mind is going back to that day, that night, that morning. And it was Everybody Is a Star. We did all of cool Sly and the Family Stone songs, right? And Prince was playing keys, a little keyboard. Morris was playing, I think Morris was playing keys on that night. And all those guys are playing, right? And we were doing Everybody's a Star. And Cynthia singing, "Everybody is a star." You know that part, "Ooh, the rain, chase the dogs away." And Prince was saying, "Everybody wants to shine, will come out on the cloudy day." And then Larry, okay, hard to do this on this thing. Yeah. Larry, "Till the sun that loves you brown." He's doing the whole, I'm telling you guys, I'm getting chill bumps. And I do the shining night. No need darkness to know what you think is right. Sing. All right. It was surreal. Prince set that up. Prince set that up for me to be on it. Not just for me to be on it, but he set it up for me to be there, right? Because he knew what he wanted to hear, and he called me. Fast forward. He's doing Paisley. This is back when his hip was real jacked up. And he had a cane. And he couldn't really stand in one place very long. He couldn't jump around like he wanted to. So He had Maceo was in the band at the time. That was back when Maceo and his horn section, all of them was in the band. Big giant band. We're out at Paisley Park. I wasn't there yet. Prince had Morris call me. Morris calls me. At the time, I was with my ex at her family's. And it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And Morris called and said, man, Prince wants you to come out. And it was raining. It was raining cats and dogs. Anybody that was there tonight knows what I'm talking about. It was raining cats and dogs, right? So we go out there. No, I hadn't gone there yet. Back up. So Morris says, Prince, would you come out? I said, man, I'm with my family, man. I think it was Easter. It was some holiday or something. But I was out there and he said, oh, I said, well, man, I'm with my family. You know, he said, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, right now, I mean, because I don't want to come out there and be sitting around, you know, jacking off till 2 o'clock in the morning. And then he decided to show up. No, he's already here. He asked me to call you. I said, okay, well, you know, and back then you couldn't just drive out to Paisley and park, right? You couldn't drive to Paisley Park and park, right? You had to take a shuttle and all that nonsense. And I was like, Morris, I ain't trying to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I am not, especially in the rain, I am not driving up to no parking lot, waiting on no shuttle, getting in a shuttle full of fans and riding to Paisley and then have to wait for that to get home. He said, let me call you back. So 10 minutes go by. I think that I'm thinking that's going to probably blow it off, right? Morris called me back 10 minutes later and said, he'll have the security guy let you in the gate. So when you get there, just tell him who you are and he'll get in the gate. So I drove in, and I have never had to do any of that. Prince always made sure, or Morris always made sure I had carte blanche, which I give big ups to. I give big ups to all my boys, all my people who always treated me, you know, with the level of respect that I expected or deserved, if you will. I don't know, but given that I wasn't nobody special, that's my point. That's my point. So, and Kirk does that now. Kirk always has been that dude. He always treated me fairly. He always treated me right. He always called me for gigs and stuff because I do what I do. Yeah, but people don't have to hire me just because I do what I do. And just because I'm good at it doesn't mean I'm supposed to get work. So when people give me work, I'm appreciative of that, right? I don't settle for money. When I say this is what I want to get, and they say, well, we don't have it. I'm like, all right, well, peace out. Love you now, but I got to go, right? Because I learned that a long time ago. You gotta stand for what you believe, all right? Now, with that said, I'm getting to it, folks. Just hang on. But with that said, you know, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a little break right here. And when I come back, I'm going to get into that particular one, all right? Stay tuned. This is G Sharp on behalf of Hucky Austin. This is 7801, all right?
For the latest on all things executive protection, check out Bodyguard Careers on the World Wide Web at www.bodyguardcareers.com.
Okay, I'm back. All right, so I go out there. I park inside the back lot, side lot. Go in, and it's, you know, it's the deal. Everybody's out there. Place is packed. Right? Big old band, you know, everybody. Morris is in the band and playing keys. And on the side of the stage, if you guys ever been there before, imagine where you see me, I'm on stage and you're looking at me, right? Over here was the side stage. There was no backstage because behind you was the wall, right? So all the side stage stuff was over here. All right, now, with that going on, I go back there, you know, security takes me over there, and I'm hanging out with, it was me, Sonny Thompson, Michael Bland, and a couple other people, and than the people working and all of that, right? And there was a ramp because Prince couldn't really do the stairs that much because his hip was bad at the time. So he walks down the ramp, right? And he's grooving, everybody's grooving. And I like this one better. All right. So everybody's grooving. And Prince comes off the stage. Maceo's taking a sax solo, right? Prince comes off stage. And he's standing on the side of the stage grooving. Yeah, I know that's funky, right? And all of us were laughing. Yeah, whatever, right? Right? And he puts the mic in front of Sonny. So I'm like, oh no, right? And then he's messing with Michael Bland. He puts it in front of Michael. Michael, man, you know I ain't gonna sing, right? Like that. And then he tosses me the mic and said, go get him, G. So I go up on stage and I'm singing with the band. Everybody's singing. We're grooving on something. I forget what it was we're grooving on. And then I decided I'm just going to start band leading because I'm a band leader, right? So I started band leading. And I'm grooving. You know, the audience is out here. I'm grooving. The band's back here and all over there, right? Prince left the stage. Now, while he was off the stage, Scotty Baldwin, who was the sound man at the time, Scotty says, Prince is back there at the soundboard jumping up and down. Listen to G, right? That kind of deal. And I believed him. Okay, cool. So anyway, whether he did it or not, I don't know. That's what Scotty said, and I believe it. Okay, now. So then I'm still grooving, right? And finally I said, I'm going to break it down. I said, break it down, bam! And when I broke it down, I'm thinking this is gonna break down and I'm gonna kind of talk to the audience a little bit. But instead of breaking down, the band shut off completely. Threw me off, but just for a nanosecond. Because as soon as it hit break down, I said, break it down. Bam! All of a sudden I heard boom, doo, 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 doo. And we're going into Skin Tight by the Ohio Players. Of course, I know it, right? So going into Skin Tight, and I look around, and who's playing bass? That's right. Prince is playing bass in his band for me. He was like for that moment in time, Prince was my bass player. I know. Yeah, I know. It was nuts. Right? So we do Skin Tight. It was crazy. Bye missiles and I'm Skin Tight. And he go, it was funky as hell. That's another one of my true Prince stories that I throw in here. But so to say that Prince and I were friends, I wouldn't say that. I don't know that Prince really had any friends. But we respected each other. He respected my talent. I respected his. One of those times while we were at that bar Bunkers, I told him that a buddy of mine at the time, one of my frat brothers from college and lifelong friend, who used to be the lead singer of Tower of Power, Larry Braggs. At the time, Average White Band was looking for a lead singer. And Larry was getting me an audition with the Average White Band. And Prince was at Bunkers one night, and I said, yo, man, Tower of Power's lead singer is a friend of mine, and he told me that the Average White Band is looking for a singer. And I was going to say, what do you think? Do you think I should go audition? Before I could even get all that out, he said, you should do that. They could use you. You should do that. You should play guitar too. So he says to me. Now, we're talking about Prince here, folks, just so we're clear. Prince says to me, yeah, you should do that. And you should play guitar too. I said, I'm not a guitar player. He said, yes, you are. I said, no. And I'm definitely not going to say I'm a guitar player in front of you or any other real guitar player. He said, let me ask you a question. Who taught you how to play guitar? I said, you did. Then you play guitar. That's what he says to me. Now I'm still saying, to this day, I am not a guitar player. I know a couple, 2 or 3 chords, but I am not a guitar player by any stretch of the imagination. I know a couple of things. Nothing special. Yeah, I could pick up a guitar right now and play something, but I mean, you don't want to hear that. Okay. So getting to the final time that Prince and I had a conversation. Tell you what, give me 30 seconds. Get myself together. And I got one more commercial spot. So I'm gonna put it in right here. And when I come back, don't go away, because you're gonna dig this.
It's about to go down.
And
We
when I
got a
come
new
back, we're
thing
gonna talk
coming,
about
got a new
the
sound
last
drum.
verbal conversation that I had with Prince. This is G Sharp with 7801. Be right back. This segment was brought to you in part by Send Out Cards, changing lives one card at a time. Go to agreetingcardjustforyou.com. Again, that's agreetingcardjustforyou.com. And now, back to the show.
It's about to go down. We got a new thing coming, got
Okay,
a
I'm
new
back. I'll
sound
make this
drum.
quick. All right, check it out. Prince is at Bunkers. All right. We're grooving. We just got done doing what song were we doing? We were doing Be Ever Wonderful by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I'm singing, I'm all into it. And at the time, people are in the audience screaming, going nuts. I'm thinking, I'm really grooving, right? But what happened was Prince had come all the way to the stage and was swinging at me for singing this song to the way he liked it, right? And he hit me on the leg, and I looked down, and that's him standing on the dance floor, swinging at me, sing it, grandson, that's, screaming at me and whatnot, right? And people were freaking out. And then he goes back and sit down, and as soon as the song's over, I say, security, come get this one, right? To, add to the joke. Okay, but anyway, after the set's over, because after he did that, then we did the Prince medley, and after that, I went to sit down with him like I always do. So I went to go sit down and talk to him for a minute. I said, look, man, how do you feel about me doing one of your songs? And he said, when have I ever cared about you doing my stuff? I said, no, I'm not talking about live, in a bar or anything like that. I'm talking about recording one of your songs. And he went in 10 minutes long conversation about how he gets screwed over by, YouTube and the record company gets $250,000 for every YouTube video that they put up of his stuff, and he gets $2,500. That's right, ripped off. So he said, I just took it all down. You don't get to get paid on me, and I don't get no money. And that's why his fans thought he was being an asshole about it, but he wasn't. He was standing up for his art, right? Basically. So, and a lot of people didn't understand that. So now that's why I never watch Prince videos on YouTube. I never listen to anybody post nothing about his new music when it's all old music. I just don't do it. You can do what you want to do. I don't want nothing to do with no reissues, because that's just making money off the brother that he can't spend. Because, whatever reason, I just don't have nothing to do with that. I won't have anything to do with it. Just like I will not perform in April for Prince stuff, because that's the anniversary of his death. Nobody does that. It's just me. But anyway, he does this whole thing, and when he gets done talking about it, he asked me a simple question. Do you have a major record label that you're doing your album on? I said, no, I don't even have a minor record label. I'm just doing a record and gonna put it out and see what happens. So then he says, okay, well, you can do any song that I've ever written. That's what he told me. You can do any song that I've ever written. I said, for real? I said, yeah. Are you serious? What do you mean? He says. And then jokingly, I said, can I get that in writing? He says, get away from my table. And the last words out of Prince's mouth that he ever said to me was, get away from my table. And that's the truth. That is my true 7801 Prince story. And on behalf of Hucky Austin, and the 7801. This is G Sharp. If you are in any way benefiting from what we do, think about donating at Patreon. Patreon.com/the7801. All the social media, you can already see that up here. But yeah, that's my true 7801 story. As with all our stories. Coming up, we're going to have some very special, esteemed guests. And we're going to be doing some question and answering. And we're going to do some live, like groups of people on here telling their stories. So this is going to get really cool really fast. So help us out if you're so inclined. Again, I'm G Sharp. This is the 7801. The only place for real, true 7801 stories. And as always, imparting. Peace.
And everyone is talking 'cause always so. Spinning around just like